amazing and so beautiful this morning. I appreciate you all so much for coming out and taking advantage of this wonderful opportunity to learn about mental health and awareness in our community. And that just shows me that you're serious about your own mental health. You're serious about the mental health of your loved ones and friends and coworkers, that you position yourself to get the best information from the best and the brightest. So please give yourself a hand and give these vendors a hand. And before I go any further, I have to give honor to the lady of this house, Miss Fiona Slater. This is my 3rd year coming, and I just love putting myself in the same room, in the same sentence with move makers and shakers that have a vision and that step out on faith to execute. So please give our sister a hand right here. You can do better than that. All right, we got our pleasantries out of the way. Are we ready to jump in? Okay, I have an assignment today. I have my notes. I'm gonna stay in my time frame, but I wanna accomplish what I set out to accomplish today. All right, how many of you know that your relationships can really determine the course of your life? And any of us that have lived long enough, and I'm proud to say I made it to 50 years old this year in March, so I know a little something, okay? So I want to share that with you today. Our friendships are definitely a pathway to our mental health. And one thing, I have a mentor, what my mentor told me is that note takers are move makers. So if you want to take some notes, I'm certainly going to give you mine today, but that's our topic today, is that your friendships are the pathway to your mental health. One thing that I was raised hearing was this proverb: he that has friends must first show himself friendly. And I always thought about that. I'm like, well, if I'm going to have friends, how can I be friendly first? Like, don't you need a friend to be a friend? Like, how does that really work? And so the older I got, I understood that. One thing my mom would say to me is, keep having birthdays and you'll understand. If your mama said that to you, you know exactly. We probably got the same mama. All right? So he that has friends must first show himself friendly. One way that you can start to show yourself friendly is you have to become the friend that you want. Okay, if you mean, you gotta go have friends, okay? You can't be mean, right? You have to develop yourself into the friend that you want. One way you can do that is you need to discover what it is you actually like. Some of us have been the get along with the go along for so long, we don't even know what we like. Maybe you like to go on the outdoor bike week, maybe you don't. But yet every year, twice a year, you find yourself there. Okay? Do you like sushi? Have you ever tried it before to know if you like it or not? Or you're just around people that say, I don't like sushi, it's nasty. So you never tried it yourself. What is it that you like? You might like surfing. We got a whole ocean out there. Have you ever tried to know if you like it or not? Or you just put in your mind that that's for somebody else, that's not for me. Okay? How many experiences in our lives have we robbed ourselves of because we're afraid to try something new? And we're so scared that we might like it, and that nobody else around us is gonna like that thing. So find out what you like, okay? That may even be a movie, that may be a new hobby. Find out what it is that you like. Remember, we're talking about being the friend that you want, okay? Number 2, you have to forgive yourself of past mistakes and give yourself grace. Why is this important? It's important because if you don't forgive yourself and give yourself grace, when God brings those people on your path to be friends with, you won't do that for them. You the test subject on the friend that you want, right? When you mess up, when you say, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm dumb, I should have known better than that. So when people around you mess up, you're so stupid, you should have known better than that. Come on. I've said it and done it. Remember, I got 50 years in the game, now I can talk some trash, all right? Okay, all right, so forgive yourself and give yourself some grace. Next, one thing that I love to do, I started doing this about 2 years ago, even though I knew about it 10 years ago, but because I needed to work on my personal belief system, I didn't do it. So I'm just gonna tell you, it works, okay? And what that is positive affirmations. And I know we hear that a lot, so now we got a little tone deaf of it, but when I decide to actually put that into action for myself, what a difference it made. And how do I do that? Here's a simple way I did it. I got some Post-it notes in my favorite colors, you know, the neon one with all the different colors in it, I got those. And then I put on there things that I wanted to see different in myself, in those areas that I struggled in. So one of those ones, a big one is, you are confident. I wrote that on there, stuck it on my mirror, because I'm gonna go to my bathroom mirror every day. I may go there several times a day, but definitely in the morning I'm gonna go see that, okay? Put on there, you are beautiful. You are worth it, okay? You are lovable. You deserve love. You are respected. And several others, I just added to it over time. And what I would do is say those things to myself, because there's so much power in your ears, hearing your own mouth speak good things about you. Because why? That voice you have in your head is brutal. The things you say to yourself, you would never say to anybody else, and in that way. So what we have to do is learn how to hack ourselves and reverse engineer ourselves by telling ourselves good things about ourselves. If you standing in the mirror looking at your reflection and say, you are beautiful, you are loved, and you say that to yourself every day. And you know what? You may not believe it at first, but the more you say it, you're gonna start believing it, and you're gonna walk in that confidence. When I first started saying my own personal affirmations, I had to say it as a whisper. I was scared to say it. Scared to say it. Scared to call myself pretty. No matter what you see right here, I had to believe it, right? I had to believe it. How are you scared to tell your own self that you're beautiful? How could you be scared to tell your own self that you are smart? Because you are. We believe what everyone else said about us. So it's time for us to change that belief system and start believing what we say about ourselves. How many people can do that today? You might have sticky nose, write it on a napkin. I don't care what you write it in lipstick on the mirror, write it up there and start saying about yourself, even if you have to whisper it, just like I said before, I can say it out loud. Now I feel bad if I get out the door and don't say it. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this in tonight. I gotta get my affirmations in. I gotta hear who I am so I can go back out the next day and be what I'm supposed to be. Let's continue. Another thing that you can do, again, you're being the friend that you wanna have, is enjoy your own company. Some of us so mean and so crazy, nobody wanna be around us. You don't like you, okay? So you can change that, okay? I know, oh my God, when I was pregnant with my boys, oh Jesus, I was so mean. Because I was going through a period of discomfort, okay? And I was pregnant in the summer, 3 times in Florida. It just, the heat just was just sticking to me from the inside to the outside. But you know, the interesting thing is nobody told me how mean and nasty and rude I was until after I had the baby. Because I'm God help me. You know, you can't be mean for 9 months of people that want them to help you after you get your baby out. Come on now. Goodness. I was in my 20s, so again, I had to grow, okay? But I'm just saying is that you have to get these emotions and things under control. See where you are. Take an inventory of your own heart, okay? We can do this, right? We can do this. Point number 2. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Has anybody heard that before? Yes, okay. So once we have discovered ourselves and now we get those friendships, there's some things that we need to do to be able to maintain that friendship, right? I used to be terrible at that. Not because I didn't love my friends, I did, but I was allowing life to get too busy, to check on my girl, check on my guys, check on them. And sometimes, especially like I said, I was young when I had my kids, so, I had little people running around and, time is short and you're trying to work and you're trying to go to Walmart and get grocery and make sure you don't lose your children over here, this one running over to the toy section. And it's a lot of things, right? So we have to make sure we just settle down and clear that space. So we have to be able to maintain those relationships we've been blessed with. And one way to sharpen those friends that you have is be willing to have those tough conversations and be honest and transparent. I had a really good girlfriend some years ago, and she's passed away since, but she was the first friend I had that was honest with me to let me know that a man that I was seeing, he not for me. And ladies, we know that's a tough subject. One, we don't want to say it, even though we're talking about it with our other friends. Two, we don't want to hear it, but we need to. And this is for the men too, whoever, but in my case, I had a boyfriend that she finally said, "What are you doing? Y'all don't even match. What are you doing?" And I know that in that chapter of my life, I was not even seeing my self-worth good. And that's why I was allowing myself to entertain someone who was not good for me. But I appreciate that my friend was bold enough and trusted our relationship enough to tell me the truth. So, and I was hard-headed, I married that man anyway. We not married no more. Listen when people tell you something, okay? All right, but make sure you be honest, and she said it in love, okay? So make sure, as we're maintaining those relationships, we'll be honest, transparent, and say it in love so that they can receive it. Your responsibility is to say it. Your responsibility is not for them to take the advice. Let me be clear, okay? Because they got to make the decision. You just be there to catch them when they fall, and she did. All right, point number 2, be supportive of your friends' hopes and dreams. It's nothing like having somebody in your corner. I see a lot of entrepreneurs in here. I see community people, and it takes a lot when you're starting a business, when you're believing in yourself to take that leap into being an entrepreneur, to pursue your dream. It takes a lot to say, you know what, I'm gonna get my passport and I wanna take a trip out of the country. It takes a lot. That can be that big and scary thing that you've never done before. Okay? And you hear all the bad stuff about all of those things you want to do, but then you don't hear the good stuff. Okay? So be that friend that sharpens your friend and encourage them to take that leap, to do the thing that they're wanting to do. Okay? They want to, yes, go see the world. Go see how it is to be in another country. Eat their food. Okay? So do that. All right, we're moving right along. My last point is that when you show me your friends, I can predict your future. So you want to take an inventory of who is around you right now. Remember, we are the sum total of the 5 people we spend our time with. I'm gonna let that settle. We're the sum total of the 5 people we spend the most of our time with. And if that inventory doesn't look good to you, you need to get into communities with people that are like-minded. You need to take inventory of who's around you. And within your 5 people that you have that are you spending the most time with, please make sure that at least one of those 5 is a coach, a life coach, which is what I do, a therapist, a counselor, a pastor, somebody who, or a mentor, somebody who can advise you, okay? So that you stay in sync with your mental health. Life is gonna continue lifing, but when we have those good relationships with ourselves first, that's going to be a breeding ground for us to have a good relationship with those around us. And just remember, when love walks in, loneliness walks out. When good mental health goes up, depression goes down. And the more great friendships we have means less fear and anxiety will be in our lives. You all have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time.